Hello, everyone, and welcome back. As I make this video, we are still in Park City, Utah, an absolutely spectacular day. But as I always do, I'm making sure that you are getting the information that you absolutely need. And in this in this video, I'm going to talk to you about an article that has to do with fraud in the treatment industry. There's a surprise, right? And I'm going to put a link to the article in the description to this video. And it says here, they needed treatment for drug addiction. The company they turned to may have used them to commit fraud. This reminds me of the days in Florida when we had this issue. So, when I first started doing this work, there was sort of this motto within the treatment industry, come to Florida, sit on the beach and get well. And there were just these treatment centers popping up all over the place. I was getting sometimes 2, 3, 4 calls from brand new treatment centers that were suddenly coming online. And, I'd be invited to come to an office and speak to somebody. And, 90 days later, 6 months later, they were out of business. There were so many of them, I don't even remember their names, but I know that they're gone. And then we had the Sober Homes Task Force here in Palm Beach County that was led by former state attorney Dave Ehrenberg, and credit to Dave for doing an unbelievable job with the task force in cleaning up our industry. They were just arresting people left and right, people that were filing, fraudulent insurance claims, who were making, patients urine, provide urine samples 3 times a week and then billing, thousands of dollars. And we did an amazing job. I spoke to the task force several times when they asked me to come and talk to them about the work that we do and how we could help to, deal with some of the issues that we were seeing in the county. Long story short is we did an amazing job cleaning up the industry down here in Florida, which is why I've been saying to families, come to Florida, bring your loved ones here. If you can't get them here, we'll help you to get them, right? Because we have great treatment down here, and we have the legal framework that not only enables you to get them into treatment, but more importantly, to keep them in treatment long enough so that you can finally rid your family of the chaos that normally ensues when somebody in the family is suffering from a behavioral health issue. So let's talk about what's going on here. He had just returned from a church service in 2023 with the company's founder and owner, a charismatic Christian from Eastern Kentucky, and this is not a rub on Christians, preached about the value of getting sober to hundreds of clients and staff at Addiction Recovery Care, also known as ARC. Shirley, 58, who led recovery group discussions at ARC, said one of his supervisors told him to submit an invoice for the day's canceled treatment sessions. With it, Shirley said, he was told to fabricate the details of a group discussion, including quotations from clients, as if they had attended a meeting. It was fraud, Shirley told the Lexington Herald leader and ProPublica. Shirley and ARC were part of a new economy, a boom fueled by misery and addiction, and easy money from government officials desperate to curtail the opioid crisis that was devastating rural America. During those years, ARC won praise for its programs. Governor Andy Beshear called its founder an essential partner in our fight against addiction. ProPublica and the Herald leader interviewed 6 people affiliated with the company over the last 6 years. They shared publicly for the first time how they came to ARC seeking help for addiction, but became reluctant participants in the company's alleged billing scheme. Part of the fraud, 3 of them said, was committed at the explicit urging of supervisors. I guess there was the Department of Justice started to investigate them. There was a draft settlement. It said apparently, according to, I guess they had medical records from 2018 to 2024, they collected $16 million for group meetings that apparently never actually happened. Nearly all of the people interviewed for this story credit ARC with playing a key role in their sobriety, but most also said they felt betrayed by an organization that publicly touted a Christian message and a commitment to helping others while internally prioritizing money over the well-being of their clients. So it sounds like this was a religious-based program. And look, was raised in a religious sort of setting. I get it, you know, and you know that part of recovery is believing in a higher power. Listen, whatever it takes, right? And I'm okay with that. The goal here is to save people. Says staff members said they were repeatedly asked to falsify bills for non-existent treatment. During his time there, first as a client and then as a peer support specialist, this gentleman's last name is Hager, saw examples of well-run peer support groups, but said they were rare. Our peer support group was all right. You just sit in the living room and watch a movie, while group leaders sat in the office on their phones. He said, "Okay, I'm not going to go through this whole thing. You can read it for yourself. You get the general idea. I mean, you know, here's an organization that was getting money, obviously from the state." Under the pretenses they were running a religious program, and really what they were doing is they were running a scheme to defraud the government. And shame on them. So I'd be interested to hear what your thoughts are. I can tell you here in Florida, we had all kinds of shenanigans going on. We had, the false, insurance claims for urine tests. We had treatment center owners who were prostituting some of the women. We had treatment providers who were, providing drugs to individuals so that they would relapse, so that they would have to go back into treatment so they could continue to bill their insurance. I mean, it's just unbelievable, just the advantage that was taken of people. Fortunately, some of these individuals went to prison for a very, very long time, and good for Dave Ehrenberger and the Sober Homes Task Force for nailing these guys, because they needed nailing, and they were. So anyway, let me know your thoughts. If you ever been a victim of some kind of insurance fraud, I know that particularly applies in the Baker Act arena, where folks are getting billed, for when they were held illegally, or their insurance companies are getting billed for every pill, potion, group session that sometimes they never even attended. Let me know your thoughts on that. And if you are a family out there who is suffering because a loved one has a behavioral health issue they just refuse to acknowledge, or refuse to go to treatment, or refuse to stay in treatment, and you want to talk to us about what options may or may not be available to you, even legal and non-legal, here in Florida, give us a call. We'd like to talk to you and see what we can do to help you. And if there's an issue going on in your family that I have not made a video about, let me know. I will make you a video, because if it's affecting your family, it's probably affecting somebody else's. And these videos are about you getting the information that you need. If you like this content, please give me a thumbs up. And if you want more of this content that I make for you every single day, even when I'm on vacation in Utah, please subscribe to the channel. And with that said, thank you. I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.